Dog fans, welcome to this week's edition of Hunker Down. He's Jake Skinner. I'm Jeremy York. We're here to talk all things Georgia Bulldogs.
Yes, we are.
But before we get into all that happy and delightfulness, look at me using the big vocabulary words today. How are you, bud?
Oh, I'm great. There's been a little addition to the family.
I don't blame you. I'm a little. She's like, what?
Yeah, that's Luna. She's our new co-host. Kiyoshi's sleeping in her bowl. So
Hmm.
we will have a little one running around across the desk more than likely at some point.
Hey, that's
And
good. Like I said, outside of me snatching one of mine up, like I did on the pre-show, for some reason they've never appeared on any of my shows. No, I take that back. There was a Georgia State press conference that I was during COVID. I think no, it was an away game press conference. That's what it was. And I was sitting on the couch, and up across my shoulder goes one because the coach is like, he just gets quiet and starts doing this, and I look, and then I see her. I didn't know she was back there, and it was really funny. But
I love that. How's your week been, man?
I've been pretty good so far. Just trying. I'll be honest. It's been cold.
I'm listening.
It ain't. It hasn't been near as cold as people think it is. It's because they weren't ready for it. But yeah, it's been a little chilly.
Yeah, it's been quite the chilly place. It's been I about to say I haven't come out of the apartment since yesterday. I said I'm not leaving for anything at this point. We're
Oh, there's your
changing it.
favorite boy.
Oh yeah, well that's because I'm gonna just jump into it this week.
I was about to say. I was
Speaking of,
about to say. Wait.
I
Let's
say
let's
speaking
start
of
there.
cold, speaking of
Wait. Let's start
cold,
there. Let's
this
start
dude
there.
was
Now that
cold hearted last week.
because I just want to throw this out there because yes, I do this every time somebody becomes available. But I have had this discussion with Falcons fans all day long. Falcons fans need an offensive coordinator. So the crap do the dogs, and we know that. Any interest in Brian Dayball?
See, that was something. See that I was gonna say like Brian Dable, he did great at Bama. I think he'd be good in college again. But I'm gonna tell you, like based on the way that guy's been coaching, he ain't. He's getting an extension. There's no other way around it. Uh, I'm gonna eat the crow. Bobo has been coaching better, and much like another a very popular person, I have to put this up there because I told you I was working on something, and
Let me flip back
believe
to.
it's this one. Like this, anything, just like him, he's been in his baggins. Bobo's just been amazing.
Mm.
Bobo cannot be stopped as a coordinator. Like the setup, the runs, every little detail that he can be doing, he's doing it great. I'm sitting here like watching an offense, this football team play a different level that I've never seen them play before. Yeah, right. I don't know if there's a one ring out there, the one trophy. I don't know what his hunt is for, but I want to give Mike Bobo his flowers. The dude he's been coaching it up lately, and I mean, I I've been careful about saying, oh yeah, they're going to win a title. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. This offense looks like a title winning offense. The defense actually played a dang good game.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because I got it pulled up like Stockton was 263, 264 yards. I mean, I can still nitpick and say he did not have a amazing game like I'd like to see, but I mean, he still made critical throws. He did what he had to do. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, Noah Thomas got to see the good bit of the ball, a good bit of the game. Three touches, one touchdown, 78 yards. Nate Frazier had a heck of a game, 12 carries for 181. He almost had two massively long rushing touchdowns. And then
Yeah.
defensively, we had what, one and a half, two sacks in this game? Like you can't, let's see. Try to make sure I get this right. No, Georgia actually had three sacks in this game.
Oh wow.
That says that's the biggest game they've had. Miller, Johnson,
Oh yeah, they did.
CJ Allen, and Raylan Wilson were back there. So, I mean, listen, this is the most complete game Georgia's played all year. No, Mississippi State is not an amazing team, but they've played everyone. They've played tough all season. That's what I mentioned. I picked Georgia to win this game close. I didn't anticipate a 41-21 beatdown. And honestly, let's be honest, Georgia scored, was it 38 points unanswered at one point?
Well, and in
Like,
all honesty, the last I saw of it live, it was 41-14. So it was until I got home later that night and
yeah,
got back from where I was that I said, "Oh, they scored again." Because
yeah, like
I
Mississippi
honestly
State.
did not think Mississippi State was going to score again.
And they honestly got it because of Kamario Taylor, who I
Yeah,
was hoping Georgia was going to recruit last year. He came on third quarter, fourth quarter. He was 6 of 10 for 87 yards, and he was the leading passer for Mississippi State. He played a heck of a game coming in. And plus, he also ran for 53 yards. Like, he ran for all three of their touchdowns. Like, he's a very talented quarterback. He's a do-it-all athlete.
sure.
Like, if it take him out of the game, Mississippi State does not score a point. Then that's rare to hear Georgia's offense, which you defense, play that way. I apologize, everybody. There's a kitten running around, so I am making sure she's good.
You're right. But no,
So yeah,
you know,
it's a good
we
game.
we see the nice, pretty looking Gunner Stockton lines here. 3 touchdowns, 264. Um, is this do, do you think he had a good game? Did he have a solid game? Did he have a great game? Is this the Gunner we want to see? Is this the Gunner we need to see?
I think
Where is he on the scale?
this is where Gunner lives. You're not
Okay.
going to see him be much. I don't know that. I doubt we're going to see him be for a guy that's going to throw over 300 like I'd like to see. Like we've seen him
Hmm.
do it once, I think.
The last regular season game of the year, if they go to that many overtimes again, he might accumulate it over the periods.
Exactly. Exactly. Like he had a good game. Like this is where he lives. This is the kind of game he plays. He's
Which is
not
good.
going to
Yeah.
be that. No, and again, he's playing solid. He had just almost 300 yards total between using his legs and everything. It's just there's mental errors and just
Sure.
he's not he does because he knows his arm. He knows he might have the best deep ball of all of our quarterbacks, but he doesn't have the biggest arm.
Yeah.
And that the mechanics are killing him, just like they are Arch. So
Well, you
like
don't
you're
always. That's you don't always need the Tom Brady, or you don't always need the Matt Stafford. It doesn't matter
no,
which
you
when you
you don't.
insert there.
You don't.
Because even in the NFL, I mean, look at what Kyle Shanahan does with all the quarterbacks he parades over there. He's had Mac Jones and he's had Brock Purdy in the last couple of years, and each one of them put up. I think Sam Darnold too. They put up similar stat lines. Sometimes, if you just play within the system, you don't have to wow everybody, but you still win a ton of games.
Right, and I'm not saying anything about that. I mean, he is playing good. I think my issues with him have been like because this week I was watching some old I've actually been watching the Dallas Cowboys documentary on Netflix.
Hmm.
The is it The Gambler or whatever? I forget what they
You
call it.
literally
America's
must be
team.
to the end of everything you've possibly watched if you're watching.
Well, it's actually entertaining. I know people are saying it's very much Jerry made it about himself, probably.
Of course he did.
Of course, but I mean, I respect Jerry for what he did and how he went about
Hmm.
doing things.
Hmm.
Don't necessarily agree with other aspects of Jerry, but very much like Al Davis, when you look back years later,
Sure.
like it's the same thing. You respect what that coach did or that owner did for a
Hmm.
long, over the long period, but then, but like Al, Jerry was very much a I need to step away and back off, and Al never did that, and neither does Jerry until someone else takes over.
Yeah, and it's to put it on a different scale for people. I know this is a football show, but you don't get the Cowboys or the Raiders at the global brands that they are without Jerry Jones and Al Davis. You don't have WWE now without Vince McMahon. Like him, hate him, discuss or however
Agreed.
you feel about him doesn't matter. It doesn't get to that level, that global
No,
brand, without those guys being tyrants.
no, but nonetheless, like watching that kind of made me realize, like Aikman was, Aikman, Montana, they had that even Steve Young, there was a rivalry there between the three,
Mm-hmm.
and Young, was the backup, but he didn't want to be a backup. But they all had different things that they did really good, but
Yeah,
they knew how to play within a system and how to play
right.
without being stupid. I will give credit to Gunner that he's playing in a similar cerebral way of
Yeah.
don't turn the ball over, make the right read, make the throw when I need to, and just play my game. That's what they did, and that's what Gunner's doing. He's got 2,000 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, only two interceptions. I mean, you're 8-1. You got 3 games left. He definitely is going to. I think with the I'm hoping Georgia, no, Georgia fans are, but we want the SEC title. I'm okay with us not getting it and just going straight to the playoffs. That's
I'm about to say I'm okay with you skipping it because you run the risk of losing that game and getting bumped.
uh-huh. So I'm okay with that. But simply looking at this, like every game we've had, I mean, since the Kentucky game, he's been more consistent. And since the Auburn game, he played, we had to struggle that one. It was 217. But since then, he's Florida, even the Florida game, he's played better. And he's taken a
Yeah.
couple of sacks. But I mean, the last three games, he has thrown for 11 touchdowns. And remember, I was saying like we're barely scoring, but we're only
Yeah.
got four touchdowns. All of a sudden, he's lighting it up, like not lighting it up, but he's playing within the system like a
Right.
Joe Montana. He's not. Listen, I'd love for the next Joe Montana to come through Georgia, or the next Matt Stafford. Okay,
Right.
but you're not going to. I think we got one coming, hopefully, but nonetheless, we're playing within ourselves. We're not trying to beat ourselves up. We're just trying to. We're playing bully ball. Like we're playing the Kirby Smart. We're going to run it down your throats, and then we're going to throw it when we have to. And Georgia, like I mean, massive plays on a fake screen once or
Sure.
twice. I mean, I'm happy with that offense. Like I
Yeah.
said, that guy right there, he is setting things up to where if you watch the safeties and you watch the linebackers, they don't know what's coming anymore. Like
Right.
last year, they all knew what we were doing. This year, they are clueless, and I'm like, I don't know what Bobo's doing, but he's figured it out.
What if it's what you always say that when they start the year, they start so vanilla and so basic that they don't open up parts of the playbook. What if he's opening up bits and pieces as he goes to where now we're getting so close to what the actual whole picture looks like that you're just like, this is fantastic.
Right, but why? But my question's going to be like, we did it under Munkin. Munkin was because we talked about it before, like where he was deliberately showing you things, and it was confusing as to why we weren't opening up the playbook. I
Yeah.
get it. You don't want to have stuff on tape, but like I've said, you're coaching for your job amongst the fan base, and you're going to continually run out a slow trotting offense week after week
Maybe
until
that's
things
all that
change.
they could handle because of the shuffling of players. Maybe Stockton was having trouble,
It could
comprehending
have
it. He's
been.
like, well, I can't ask him to do something he doesn't understand. So until he gets it, I can't call it.
No, I agree because like the way I look at it is like it's been two different massive things.
Hmm.
Um like Georgia's in the biggest rhythm. Like last year, every offensive unit was bad collectively every game, or one unit would be
Yeah.
worse. Like everyone said it was talent so Georgia gets more talent. Okay. But like the fact of the matter was, it doesn't like, yeah, if you add a ton of talent to a room, like you do in your job, but if they're not getting direction, they're still not going to be great as they can. They individually can be great, but they're going to
Hmm.
struggle. And then that means there's one person causing issues. Last year there was issues. This year, all of a sudden, it is what it is. And if someone out there tries to tell me it's because Gunner drives his granddad's pickup truck and Gunner's the savior, Gunner ain't it. I'm still going to tell you, I know Carson Beck sucks. Okay, he does not. He's got an attitude problem and everything else, and he's all about himself. But Gunner in his sophomore, junior season looked like a Heisman first round draft pick contender under his first year with Bobo after Monken left. Like
Yeah.
he had some games, but he looked really good. Last year, Georgia just did not have receiver talent. We all know that was the part of the case. We know that we struggled. The year before that, we struggled. Like, you put Carson on this team with this kind of play calling. I'm talking Carson, not this year's, like Carson, the way he was with his first year. All of a sudden, you're seeing something different. You're seeing like Stetson with this, Stafford with this.
Yeah.
You put one of those guys, I think you're throwing for 300 a game, and you're still running for 150, 175, 180. You're doing big things.
But here's the difference too, and I'm going to have to go off the board with the third part, but it's the best one of the best examples. There's a difference in Carson Beck is somebody who bucked the system the whole time. That's part of why he left. Gunner is somebody who just plays what he needs to in the system. And then somebody, I know this is a crazy example, but somebody like a Tom Brady who not only can fit the role that you're asking him, but he can exceed it and make the system even better. That's three completely different quarterbacks. And that's kind of the tale of these seasons, I think, with Georgia, is that you had
Hmm.
Carson Beck, who's really talented. He's more talented than Stockton. That's a pretty good argument you could make. But him and Bobo just were gas and fire. They would never see eye to eye, and you could
No, they
see it
didn't.
in Rocky, where it's not Rocky at all with Stockton, but you come down a little bit in talent, but you're not getting the mistakes, and you're getting somebody who's playing ball.
Oh, I agree. Like I agree with that. Like you're getting that one who's living within the lines and playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not
He
gonna wow
knows
you.
where his
He's not
game
gonna
is,
be
and he's like, "I'm going to stay right
right.
here. This is my lane.
E-
I don't want any other lane. This is the one I want to stay in."
Exactly. And it's a winning combination. Let's
Mm-hmm.
be honest, it is definitely a winning. I think as fans, we get, like you look at every quarterback like no, he may not wow you every week, but like Tom Brady had a way of being playing within the lines, but then knew when to take those moments. Gunner doesn't take those extra moments except with his legs because he doesn't have the skill set. Like you want to have find
Yeah,
the guy who's willing to play within their skill set of what they can do, but willing to push their boundaries because they know they can do it on this occasion, but also know that, hey, this system, I play best within here when I don't do this or this. But if I can
yeah,
take pieces of it, I can expand it a little bit to round out the game or to go in this moment, I need to play that way. And I know it's dangerous, but win or lose, but at least we tried. And
yeah,
at least like I said, I guess as a fan, you want perfection. We chase perfection. We want our team to win. I mean, you're the same way with Michigan and Dallas and all this stuff. So, like, I don't blame you. I'm the same way with Georgia. I want them to win. So I could sit here and nitpick all day long on little things, but there's no point in it. Like we are playing who we are. We're looking better. And if Bobo keeps this up, then he can stay as a coordinator as far as I'm concerned, because he's actually doing good stuff. I don't know if something's changed behind the scenes, if there's someone else talking and trying to work things out. We don't know. I still think I'm going to move to defense now. Things need to change.
yeah.
Defensively, we are still not looking great. That was a better game, but I
And
mean
no,
that
Raylan
first.
Wilson, that is not Raylan Wilson. That is not a shot at you at all. We think you play absolutely fantastic. This is
He
for
played good.
everybody else.
So Rayland, again, and this goes back to something that Kirby's doing with the defense that I don't get. Ellis Robinson keeps coming off the field. He's our best cover
Yeah,
corner. Um, the problem is what we've talked about. So for Georgia fans, all right, let me use this Snoopy cup for a moment, okay? That you can barely make out because of my background. Yeah. All right. Here's the receiver. If you're doing Kirby coaches him to guard the face the whole time and never get away from it. Just stare at
yeah,
them and keep your face on them. And when the ball comes your way, throw up your arms and you're gonna block the pass. That's what they're basically playing four safeties out there at cornerback. Not playing any true corners. Every true corner we've had has either left and gone on and played better. Why? Individual statistics, and they got taught differently. What you want to do is you want to get in their hip pocket, not hold
hmm
on to it, but you basically want to be sitting in their hip pocket so that you can play, and then all of a sudden you're looking for the ball, them to react. The
yeah.
second they
You
react,
turn it.
you're up and looking. We
Yep.
don't teach that at Georgia. Why? I
No, they
don't
don't.
know. There's a reason why we've had some secondary coaches come and go, like Adai, I think that was in there. He didn't like the way Kirby coached it because he's like, I don't want to teach that game of football. I want to do this because one, they can still cover. Yeah, you have a miss every now and then, but we can live with it. Kirby doesn't want to live with that miss. It's again ego and coaching it the way he wanted. Like even with Bama, Saban, that's how he coached them, but he also let them play a little more free. I don't know if Kirby's got a little more stubbornness to his game or what, but Georgia needs to coach their secondary differently because I know we're struggling in other areas, but one, that's my biggest pet peeve. And again, we're still playing people out of position right now
Yeah,
on
yeah.
defense. Like, I don't know if it's injuries, I don't know what it is. We need to do something. Like, I just play the guys who are best at blitzing, put them in as blitzers, blitz more if you have to, do something, but quit playing prevent like you do that for that first drive of game. Be aggressive from the get go. Let's just go out there and first drive knock their teeth in. Like, come on, it's not
I mean,
difficult.
that's your dad's favorite defense is to prevent. We all know that, and
Yes,
I
we
know
do.
I'm going to get a comment on the show about that. That we know that is your dad's favorite defense. And in fact, if it's anybody's favorite defense, then I don't know if you're an actual football fan. You should maybe try a new
Agreed.
sport because it shouldn't even be a defense. But
It shouldn't.
going
I
back,
mean,
what made me chuckle when you said that about the way they play face defense is, gosh, I would say just in the last decade or so, some of the more famous times in any level that I have ever seen where a defender is looking at the wide receiver, puts his arms up, and ends up deflecting it into the hands of the offensive player who runs it for a touchdown. I would say 80% of the times that I have ever seen that happen in the last 10 to 15 years, Georgia has been on defense and tipped it to either Auburn or Florida or Alabama or one of those teams. And everybody goes, "Oh, how can you make such a play?" I said, "Because they're taught to play that way. If he would just turn around, he would have intercepted it. But instead, he saw the guy look up, he put his arms up, and he knocked it up in the air and away from himself. And the offensive guy got it.
No, yeah, I know we're all thinking of the prayer of Jordan Hare. That one's,
That one,
but that
that one
one was
too.
a
I remember
that was a
watching that one
deliberate
live
tip
going,
up though, and that
they
was
had
not coach.
in like 2 plays before that, they had almost did it, and I said, "You got to get your arms down. If he puts his arms up again, he's gonna knock that
Yeah,
right in his hand." And then here he
yeah,
goes.
it's just
And then
it's
entire
dumb the way
Buffalo
you
Wild
coach
Wings
it.
in Jacksonville turned and looked at me, and I went, "I don't know how you guys didn't see that. How did I see it?"
But yeah, I'm with you. But before we get going on to this week's game, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I will absolutely say that Elias Williams, that number 10 tight end, that
Yeah,
dude is insane at 6'7", 240 pounds, 250. Moves different. He may not be the fastest, but he's a beast. He needs to be seen in the field more and take his snaps away from everyone else because I'm telling you, if they're trying to say that it's blocking has been what the reason why, which is what I've heard is why he's not played. After he caught that huge pass, he leveled two dudes on a touchdown run. Politics are involved, and I'm sick of them.
yeah,
Just
because
because someone's a
it's
senior
like this,
getting
Georgia fans.
paid does not mean he should play.
Now he's a different style player than the one I'm going to mention, but we're talking if you let this kid loose to play his game. And by the way, Jimmy Graham was an awful blocker, and he's one of the best catching tight ends there ever was. But whether he was in college or not, so if if is it Ellis or Elias?
Elias.
Elias, okay. Elias, if Elias Williams, if you just let him loose and let that dog eat, we're talking Brock Bowers type domination where it
Agreed.
doesn't matter if the ball's near him, he's taking it all the way down the field. And yet
Right.
he got what, one catch, although it was for 24 yards, and you're like, well, if he did that once, why don't you see if he'll do it 2 or 3 times?
Agreed.
And you,
Like at that size, all you gotta do is get it in a zone around him, and he's gonna because he's got a reach,
oh
insane
yeah,
reach. He's got like a seven
yeah,
foot wingspan. Gotta
it,
have.
the defender can reach this high, and this is him with his arm like this. He's this much
Yeah.
taller than everybody else. Why,
Right.
just
And
throw
not
it
to
in the air, he'll
mention,
get it.
he jumped. He could have easily have dunked above a 10-foot rim on that play.
Oh yeah,
That's how good that was. So like, we've got the talent. Utilize it. Abuse it. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me on what Georgia needs to be doing. But this week we got them Longhorns. So I
that is not
mean,
tipping my pick. I
no,
prefer to bring the rock sign back a lot more
fair
than
enough.
I do.
I will say it's going to be a good game. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely think Georgia is hitting at their stride on they know who they are. They're playing within themselves, and I think this game is set up for a really good Georgia game. Like Georgia, like I said, hitting their stride just in time for a Texas team that has struggled stopping the run, needless to
and that's the
say.
crazy thing is even though they've struggled, they only have 2 losses, and they've suddenly gotten warmer. They're not hot yet, but they're warmer and warmer in the last couple of weeks. They've started to kind of put it together, and maybe it's what I said about Bobo and Stockton too. Is they're finally getting to the parts of Manning's game that actually accent what he does well, and he's able to
Yeah.
showcase, hey, I can outplay the field.
I mean, possibly, but I'm going to go ahead and just put this out there, okay? Their biggest wins for Texas was San Jose State, okay?
Mm-hmm.
UTEP, 17-point win. Sam Houston beat them 55 nothing. Okay, that's expected. Lost to Florida by 8, lost to Ohio State by 7, beat down Oklahoma, who was down their quarterback or slash quarterback was still kind of injured, so
Mm-hmm.
outlier 23 to 6. Kentucky, they only beat them 16 to 13, and Kentucky was running them down. Mississippi State, who Georgia just blew out, lost by 7 to Texas,
Yeah.
and Vanderbilt hell almost came back and won that game. And they were outside of the first quarter, they were doing pretty decent. So I'm just going to say it the way Georgia was running the ball. I don't see Texas being able to stop them for 4 quarters. Georgia might put up 200 yards of rushing in this game, and I don't see, or at least close to it. I'm going to say it. Nate Frazier between Frazier and Bowens, I think they hit a buck 50 between the two. And
Yeah.
Gunner
Oh,
probably has about 30 yards.
yeah. Yeah. I can see that. And I think I mean Gunner knows this anyway. Nobody has to remind Gunner to play his game because that's like you said, he doesn't reach back in the bag and think that he's gonna try a different shot. He's like, nope. Every time I hit my drive to here, I pull out my five iron, I put it on the edge of the green, I chip and I putt, and I get my par. He's not worried
Hmm.
about birdies. He doesn't reach back and go, I think I can muscle this, or man, I should play up here.
No,
No, he's going to play his game. You don't have to say, hey, I don't care what Arch Manning does. I don't need you to try to outdo Arch Manning. I need you to play your. You don't have to tell Gunnar Stockton
exactly.
that. That's the good part. Was
No,
he's nobody is in Gunner's head outside of Gunner, and at times you could argue he's not in his own head. And that's not even a
yeah.
shot at him. It's just sometimes he just takes himself into the moment and does what he has to do.
Hmm. I gotta say, like I said, just looking at everything and seeing like the last time Manning played against Georgia last year, the kid looked confused. And Georgia's defense last year was not
Which
amazing. It was better than this year.
was he wasn't the full time starter at that
No,
point, was he?
he
He was
he
he was
replaced
doing spot
Ewers.
duty because
He replaced
Ewers
Ewers
was
because they
hurt.
couldn't do anything. Yeah. Well, Ewers couldn't do anything against Georgia.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
So I'll just, with that being said, and knowing how Manning has looked at times, now he's looked good against the small opponents, not good against at mid-level to good ones. I don't,
Yeah.
their offense is going to pose some problems for Georgia's defense based on what we're seeing, but I don't think Wingo's a problem. I don't know that their running backs are a problem. I mean, I'm just looking at what I'm seeing here. Their defense is the only thing that can cause a problem, especially out wide.
Yeah.
Okay, they're out wide, like their cover corners are good, so screen game would be a necessity. But I'm just going to say it. If Georgia keeps it between the hashes and takes a shot or two, or goes outside on some zones or something when their guys are backing off, I don't see a reason why we can't win this game. And when I say
I
can't
agree.
win it, I mean I want to say Georgia could win this game 31-20
Yeah, that's what
or
I'm saying. At
better.
least two scores. At least
I'm
two
thinking
scores.
it's at least a two-score game for Georgia. And
10, 11
If
points.
Gunner gets on a heater, I mean, thinking he might throw for 304 touchdowns
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a good game. It might be tight at different times here and there. There's even a chance that Texas will lead at halftime. I don't think it's anything to really worry about as far as that. Um, Now, the point I made before the show that I will make again now is we all know the main reason that you're getting a 7:30 ABC game is not because you're number five or that you're one of the top probably two or three best teams in the country. It's because Arch Manning is on the other sideline. But
hmm
hey, you take your let's see, you take advantage of situations no matter how you got them. You take advantage
hmm
of them and you showcase and you show everybody that Arch Manning can be the next coming of name your favorite quarterback, and he still ain't going to beat the Georgia Bulldogs because they don't have it. They don't have it in them. If they're a 4 out of 5, Georgia's a 5 out of 5. They're just
hmm
another half level or level above them. So if Georgia, just like I said with Gunner, just who cares who the opponents are? Who cares who's on the other sideline? Who cares what cameras are pointed at your face? Play Georgia Bulldog football, and I
hmm
think you win this by 10 to 11 points.
I agree. So with that, we got about 5 minutes, a little under 5 minutes left. Let's get to some picks.
Yeah.
The noon game on the ABC is number 9 Notre Dame at number 22 Pittsburgh.
Okay. We'll get back.
Uh, who are you thinking on this one?
Uh, Hold on. Let me pull it up. You said Notre Dame and Pitt.
Hmm.
I know who I want to win. I want the Pitt Panthers to win.
Yep.
But Notre Dame has found a little bit of a nugget. They're only 7-2. I thought for sure they had 3 losses or more at this point, just like Texas. And then you wake up and you're like, well, they have 2 losses, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I don't want to spend too much time on it. More than even though it's at Pitt, yeah, Notre Dame's probably going to win this one. I think it's going to be tighter than you think it is. They're probably going to win by like 4 or 5. I
Yeah,
doubt it's a
I'm with
last
you.
minute score. I think Pitt's going to be the one behind the whole time.
Yeah, I agree. And Notre Dame's probably gonna take this one handily. If not, I mean, unless something crazy happens, it's at least a three-score game, I think, by the end of it. Um, who you want to pick this week?
I almost picked a really fun one right there. Who has a chance? I'm gonna go back to that one I just saw. This one looks fun. How about another noon game? This one's on FS1, where the 6-3 Arizona Wildcats are going to face the number 25 ranked Cincinnati Bearcats at 7-2. I didn't pick
Hmm.
it just because their records are that close. I pick it because Arizona and Cincinnati are going to
That's a heck.
battle for like that top 25 spot all year anyway.
Hmm.
I think Cincinnati wins because they're at home, maybe by a field goal, maybe 3 4 points, something like that, maybe. But don't sleep on Arizona or Arizona State or any of
No,
those
I'm gonna go ahead
out
and
west
just.
teams.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna say it this way: they both played Utah, and Cincinnati got blown out by Utah at Utah,
Mm.
and
And
at
Arizona didn't.
I said, well, I take that back. Maybe I was looking wrong. I was looking at Houston lost. My bad. Never mind. Ignore me.
Oh,
I got it wrong. The logos are so the U and H looks so similar, but the two of the losses from Arizona have been very close, very very close losses in
okay.
overtime on one of them. I'll go with the Wildcats on this one. I don't know the
Okay.
reason other than just to be different, and it feels like that kind of game where upset a team at home, especially a
Sure.
ranked team.
That's part
Um,
of why I did it. Is that game could really go anywhere.
it absolutely could. I was looking at down here, like I wouldn't mind talking about that one, but it's just that feels too easy. I just talked about it last week. Number 21 Iowa at number 17 USC,
Oh,
3:30 on
I
the
see
Big
that one.
Ten Network.
That's a shame that we have to tune into the Big Ten Network just for that. But I'll be honest, USC is so hit or miss on me trying to figure them out this year that I just feel like Iowa's a little bit more of a powerhouse, and that I believe more in their 6 wins than their 3 losses. Without looking at who they were, I think Iowa pulls this one off.
Hmm. Iowa almost beat Oregon, and they held Indiana to a very close win earlier this year. I mean, Iowa's shocking some people right now that you didn't think we're going to do something with. So, I mean, let me take Iowa in a close game. I'm talking, I think they can hold USC to 20 points or less. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, all right. What's your final pick for the week?
Oh, let's go just completely crazy with this one.
I like it.
We're gonna go to 10:30 on CBS Sports Network on Saturday.
You talking about two
Where
future Pac-12 members, and we got about 30 seconds.
uh 6-3 Boise State versus San Diego State at 7-2. Give me Boise State.
Boise State and the blue turf, even though they're playing at San Diego State. Uh, yeah, I'm with you on that. I will be tuning in, but we got 20 seconds. I'll let you sign us.
So there we go. This has been another great edition of Hunker Down. So for Jake Skinner, I am Jeremy York. We will see you guys next week. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.